Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News and your daily wrestling newscast for Sunday, October 6th, 2024. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with WWE Bad Blood streamed live last night on Peacock and the WWE Network from the State Farm Arena in Atlanta. In the main event, WWE Champion Cody Rhodes teamed with Roman Reigns to defeat the Bloodline team of Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu when Reigns pinned Sikoa in 25 minutes and 50 seconds. Jimmy Uso made his return, leading to the finish as he took out Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa before they could interfere and reunited with Reigns.
There's some dude in a hoodie and a bandana at ringside. He just took out Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. Oh my goodness! Jimmy Uso is back! Jimmy's back! The original Bloodline's here! Spear by Reigns! Cover! And a win!
Reigns and Uso then saved Rhodes from a beating at the hands of the Bloodline. Just prior to the show's conclusion, The Rock made an appearance at the top of the ramp and confronted Reigns, Uso, and Rhodes. In the opening match of the show, CM Punk defeated Drew McIntyre in a bloody Hell in a Cell match in 31 minutes and 23 seconds to finish what was described as their trilogy of matches.
Ever the rebel. Ever the controversial warrior. Tonight, the Second City Saint is the Second City Devil.
Both women's champions retained their titles on the show. WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax pinned Bayley in 14 minutes and 12 seconds, thanks in part to interference from Tiffany Stratton. World Women's Champion Liv Morgan was disqualified in 14 minutes and 32 seconds of her match against Rhea Ripley when a returning Raquel Rodriguez attacked Ripley. Also on the show, Damian Priest defeated Finn Balor in 12 minutes and 50 seconds. During a promo segment, Paul Levesque revealed that next month's Crown Jewel event in Saudi Arabia will feature non-title matches in which the WWE Champion and the World Heavyweight Champion would face off, and the WWE Women's Champion and World Women's Champion would face off. Also during the segment, World Champion Gunther had a confrontation with Bill Goldberg, who was seated ringside and held back by security. Also last night, AEW presented Collision on TNT featuring matches taped on Thursday at the Huntington Center in Toledo, Ohio. In the main event, Private Party defeated Top Flight and House of Black in an AEW World Tag Team Title Eliminator match to earn a shot against the Young Bucks at WrestleDream. In the opening match, Darby Allin beat Johnny TV, then issued another open challenge for WrestleDream, after which he was attacked by Brody King.
Perfect timing if you're Brody King. Terrible timing if you're Darby Allin.
Oh my God. The hard edge of the apron. Is this an answer? I would imagine that's exactly what we got here.
I accept.
Well, there you go. I accept.
WrestleDream. Just violence.
In other results, Hologram won a four-way match against Action Andretti, Nick Wayne, and Commander. The conglomeration beat the Premier Athletes. Willow Nightingale topped Trish Adora and was confronted afterwards by Women's Champion Mariah May. The Outrunners went over the Grizzled Young Veterans, and Chris Statlander beat Zoe Lynn. After the match, Statlander was laid out by Camille under orders from TBS champion Mercedes Moné.
So you are going to be next to find out what happens when you mess with Mercedes Moné. Get her.
Uh-oh. Very calmly, very confidently, Camille enters the ring to go nose to nose with Statlander.
Whoa, and here look at this. Statlander straight away taken to the brick house.
Two of the biggest, strongest, and a big pump kick from Camille.
And finally, an update on the lawsuit filed against AEW by Kevin Kelly and the Tate twins. AEW is seeking to move the case, which includes charges by Kelly and the Tates of wrongful termination and defamation, to federal court in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania, according to reports from WrestleNomics and Post Wrestling. According to the defense attorneys, the lawsuit made against AEW Tony Khan and Ian Riccaboni meets the thresholds under the Class Action Fairness Act, which is applicable, quote, to any class action before or after the entry of a class certification order by the court with respect to that action, end quote. The suit contains an assertion that AEW's wrestlers are being misclassified as independent contractors, covering talent that work for the company from September 2022 to the present. AEW Senior Vice President of Business Strategy Chris Harrington reportedly indicated that, quote, 290 individuals provided services for AEW as wrestlers or non-wrestling talent under independent contractor agreements, end quote, in the given time period, with AEW paying those members, quote, more than $60 million, end quote. Harrington also indicated that AEW would face a tax liability of, quote, at least 9.95% of the pay rendered to the punitive class members, meaning more than $5.97 million, end quote, if the talent was reclassified as employees. That's in addition to costs for employee benefits of approximately $18,125 annually per employee, or $5,256,250 per year total. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.